Hi, Cyber Explorers. Alan here to talk about an interesting intersection between mind privacy and something I'm going to call interpretive displacement. That's when we think about how we explain ourselves to ourselves. You know those little stories we tell? I was too busy. It just wasn't the right time. I'm fine. They're not lies, they're bridges. They help us make sense of who we are, especially when we're still figuring that out. AI's interpretation of human behavior challenges our instinctive responses. Our gut reactions, shaped by memory and emotion, defy algorithmic logic. Yet, AI's clarity in understanding emotions forces us to reconsider our narratives. This shift questions our cognitive privacy as AI begins to interpret us even before we do, impacting our personal narrative and emotional sovereignty. I recently read an article by John Nosta about what he calls the beautiful excuse, those self-narratives we lean on to soften hard truths. It hit me because it lines up with my mind privacy research. AI exposes the beautiful excuse in our narratives, challenging the comforting stories we tell ourselves. These narratives help us cope with failure and uncertainty. AI's clarity disrupts this self-comfort, revealing truths before we're ready. This raises questions about our right to interpret ourselves, emphasizing the need for cognitive privacy and the preservation of our narrative space. Our inner narratives, those personal stories we craft, are a form of privacy. AI's precision threatens this, stripping away our right to ambiguity. When AI interprets too quickly, we risk losing authorship of our own stories as it labels and moves on, leaving no room for our evolving self-perception. Interpretive displacement poses a cognitive risk. Artificial intelligence draws conclusions before we process emotions, turning us into characters in our own behavioral reports. Our hesitation, silence, or repetition are interpreted without room for human contradiction. The risk isn't artificial intelligence getting it wrong, but getting it too right, too fast, stripping us of nuance and evolution. AI's precision in interpreting our emotions and thoughts challenges our cognitive sovereignty. It risks replacing our personal narratives with algorithmic conclusions, eroding the space where instinct and emotion converge. This isn't just about privacy, it's about preserving our right to interpret ourselves before AI does, maintaining the ambiguity essential for personal growth. Ambiguity is a fertile ground for growth and insight. When AI removes this ambiguity, it commodifies our cognition. The gap where instinct transforms into insight is vital. Without it, we risk losing the nuanced space that allows us to evolve and redefine our narratives, ultimately threatening our cognitive privacy and personal narrative. We must establish new boundaries in cognitive interpretation to defend our right to be in process and narrate our stories. Without narrative space, we risk losing our sense of self. AI's precision can prematurely define us, stripping away the ambiguity essential for personal growth and self-authorship. So, what do? Protect your narrative pace. Avoid letting AI define your intentions and feelings. Emphasize the importance of being a story still unfolding. We must safeguard our right to ambiguity and self-authorship. Without this space, there is no story, and without a story, there is no self. Well, explorers, that's it. I would love to hear your feedback and ideas on where we are headed in this new frontier. Be sure to follow me on LinkedIn, my Cyber Explorer LLC YouTube channel, Substack, and Medium. See you in the next one. Until then, stay safe, stay secure, and always stay informed.
We remind our Cyber Explorer community that the views expressed in this video are those of Cyber Explorer LLC and founder Alan Wesley and do not represent any other organization. This content is for informational purposes based on the founder's professional expertise. Alan Wesley's likeness and voice in this video were generated using AI to replicate his style, enhancing the experience while ensuring accuracy and authenticity. For questions, please contact Cyber Explorer LLC.